okay, and the next game's coming for Rude against Pauk and Leicester. Carry on in the same vein? Does he need to make any immediate changes? Or Rashford taken off, Garnacho a bit wasteful, Xerxes, we can't really rely on him.
But deserves a bit of time.
Surely.
This is a period where, providing it's not an absolutely horrendous performance, which against Pauk and Leicester, you wouldn't think on paper, although we've said that before. I think, what else has Ahmad got to do? I think I would like to see him have a little bit more time. At the end of the day, I would say I don't think Rashford should be starting because I just don't think he's good enough. But him and Garnacho weren't amazing today, so I think either one of them,
I would have taken off Garnacho today.
I would pull. I think Ahmad deserves a chance, and I think that I would keep Højlund because, again, we've spoken before about this whole confidence thing. Maybe, 2 games against 2 sides that Manchester United should be beating. Can that maybe help build his confidence a little bit? I'm not too sure, but that are 2 names that I definitely want to see. Ahmad, for me, the way that he started the season so strongly as well, and we hadn't really seen him since Porto properly, and I think he deserves a bit of time.
Agree with that, Crookie?
Yeah, he looked a lot happier coming on today than he did in
yes.
Istanbul. And as I say, I think he did well. He's direct. He wants to run at defenders. He obviously enjoys being a Manchester United player. I think Pauk could be the perfect game for him. I'd probably take out Martinez against Pauk just because we know he's got a history of injury issues. So maybe give Victor Lindelof a game there. Yeah. He was a bit lucky, Martinez. I don't think it was a red card, but I think there's 2 incidents now we've seen this season. The Palace 2-foot lunge. Yeah. Today when I was with Perry Groves and he said as a player, he knows what he's doing there.
Yes.
It's a nasty challenge. Sooner or later, he's either going to seriously injure an opponent or he's going to get himself sent off and it's going to cost the team. So I think Ruben Amorim just needs to have a word with him. We love the Butcher nickname. We love the fact he's so aggressive. But there's a fine line. He's just threatened to cross that line.
Yeah, he's got to tame it a little bit. I think what saved him on that is his left foot gave way a little bit. There's a little bit of a slip. So he could argue, when we know really, but he could argue a bit off balance. He almost done the splits, this, that. But you can see there's an outreach again with the right thing. Like
just got to rein it in a little bit.
Exactly, because you don't want players getting sent off. I do think that we have to make changes, definitely, because we need to keep people
Give
fit.
Bayendier another game against Pauk as well, maybe? No, you're not sure? Not convinced by him.
It made me feel a bit nervous.
Yeah, and that punch. I mean, but against Pauk at home,
but we can't take it for granted.
Actually, we got 3 points.
Actually,
no, wait, changes. Mate, we need to play the strongest team, mate. Apart from Ahmad, I'm being serious. Apart from Ahmad, and I
think Lindelof will be fine.
Yeah, Lindelof can come in at centre-half. I don't want to see too many changes, though, because we're already not a fluid team. And, guys, we can't underestimate. Today, we finished the game with Casemiro and Lindelof in central midfield. Okay, well, on to the captain. He's had some things to say about what some of the conversations he's had with Ten Hag. Sort of apologising, saying the players have let him down. Angelina, is he right?
Stating the obvious, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You guys have let us down. I mean, I get people's frustrations with Bruno Fernandes. I've been very, very frustrated with him, but I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to come out and say, we do hold our hands up, but it's like, it doesn't change anything, does it? It doesn't change that you've been horrendous. It doesn't change that you're the captain and your team have been absolutely diabolical. And then the second Ten Hag goes out the door. Fair enough, it was against Leicester, but you've scored 2 goals. I asked fans at the end. I asked fans at the end, and I said, you know what? What were you thinking? What do you think Ten Hag was thinking? He was probably punching walls, thinking, Bruno, you're my captain, mate. Where have you been? You're supposed to be my kind of sidekick in this situation. Now you've shown up. The second I got on a flight straight out of there from Manchester Airport, for me. Very nice and everything, but he's stating the obvious.
Yeah, look, you want the respect to be shown and actually the accountability to be shown, don't you, Crookie? Because yes, there was clear coaching flaws and how we were set up tactically, but some of the mentality shown by the players during Ten Hag's tenure was absolutely diabolical.
Could I say, before we started this show, I thought I was brutal.
When Angelina's ready, mate.
There's certain things, several hour meetings of Bruno Fernandes.
When I learned about Angelina was when I asked her, which I shouldn't have asked her, about the Ronaldo thing when he started his YouTube channel and she just flipped. That's when I found out about Angelina.
And when we told you Rooney wasn't in the top 10, I remember that
Which you guys are still... Do you know what, actually? I should have quit the show then. Like, honestly.
Stand by what we were saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it answers your question. I mean, I said it on air. I was obviously on with Simon Jordan and Martin Keown when the news broke. And then before we'd even come off air, we got a message from Bruno Fernandes on social media. So within a couple of hours of the announcement.
Thank you, boss.
Thank you, Gaffer. Too late for that. Thank him on the pitch because it is ironic. You know, Bruno Fernandes couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo up until midweek, and he's now got 3 goals in 2 games, and all of a sudden he looks like he's going to get on the end of stuff. All right, he ballooned one into the Stretford end.
Mugged him right off.
But the goals he scored though, I mean, he scored that penalty. He scores an accidental free kick against Leicester.
Round the goalkeeper in front of the Stretford end.
Oh yeah, I mean they gave him the ball, poor back pass, give him the ball.
Listen, he's mugging 10
I mean,
I've
I
never
don't
been
really
a fan of players on social media. I called out David De Gea for it because he was always the first after a heavy defeat. You know, not good enough. Apologies to fans. Don't do it on social media because to be honest, he's probably not written his own tweet anyway. Do it on the pitch where it matters.
And in a private, ring him and
absolutely. And it sounds like Bruno Fernandes has rung Ten Hag. I'm told Ten Hag's absolutely devastated, by the way. Not least because I genuinely don't think he saw this coming.
Do you think so? Did you watch that Leicester presser back, the recorded one that went? I watched it. He had no idea.
No,
he had no idea. He was just talking about sort of injuries and got bounced back.
And you do wonder what the powers that be have been telling him. In the opening weeks of the season, don't worry, it's all fine. You've got our backing. Knowing, I know that United contingents were out in Portugal speaking to Ruben Amorim even before they played West Ham. So I do wonder if they'd taken all those chances in the first half and they'd fallen it up at half time.
Yeah, would they still sacked him?
What happens then?
That's true. That is very true.
They've already got Ruben Amorim in place.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the hierarchy in terms of the appointment of Ruben Amorim, because I don't know if you guys saw the quotes that came out from Ruben Amorim on Friday night. And I thought they were really interesting, Angelina, because some of the things he was saying was, I said to my hierarchy, I wanted to stay to the end of the season, but they told me it's now or never. Omar Barada and co have given Ruben Amorim an ultimatum and said, we want you and we want you now.
Yeah, and he'd said that he'd already spoken to Sporting and said that was going to be his last season.
He's definitely going to leave, yeah.
And he's kind of got to say it, hasn't he, about, Man United spoke to me, or he said something to that effect, didn't he? I mean, you kind of got to say that, haven't you? But I'm sure it would speak to an ambitious manager if he genuinely believes in his heart of hearts that he can make a difference. That's what you would want him to say. But that whole kind of it's now or never situation, I like that. I want that kind of brutal, I don't know, approach to things. Because at the end of the day, speaking to friends that are United fans and other people that, create content and stuff, saying, we thought, we're going to have a good month where we can do, top 5 managers and all this content we can create, because we've got so much time here because it's Man United. We're not going to have an actual new manager. Probably by January we'll have ages. And then for it to be like, boom, Crookie, you were speaking, live on talkSPORT saying, no, this is the guy, they're going for this guy. And I take my hat off to them, considering the... errors that they've made, in my opinion, so far. Not just the 7-hour meeting, there were other things as well.
You're brutal about that as well. What were they doing? Why did they need that?
But apart from that, other things that we've discussed, I give them their props for that.
What I find interesting is that we know there was this sort of managerial roadshow, this beauty parade in the summer. They spoke to Roberto De Zerbi. They spoke to Thomas Tuchel. They spoke to Kieran McKenna. They didn't speak to Ruben Amorim. And I know people who tried to put Ruben Amorim in the conversation, and that stage the United hierarchy backed away from the idea. So what's changed from the summer when they didn't fancy Ruben Amorim, and now very clearly they're immediately honed in on him. Do you think
it was they looked back at the summer and thought people were trying to get him? Because Ruben Amorim also said
Liverpool were interested.
And one thing that with Ruben Amorim, he said this isn't the first or the second time my release clause has been attempted to be triggered. I've had conversations before and I didn't want those. Basically, I wanted Manchester United. And I told Hugo Viana and co that I would be leaving at the end of the season. I really wanted it to be then. But, United came now and I had to make a decision. But him sort of saying that clubs have played 3 times as much as well in the release clause. I mean, I know you can be a bit braggadocious or come across a little bit cocky to say I'm a man in demand, but to make those sorts of statements, there's got to be something there. And if I'm looking at City, Liverpool, West Ham, which were the 3 teams in question, it's interesting to look at who could have been trying to pay 3 times more than the release clause to get this guy.
Well, I think West Ham was close. West Ham was close. In fact, I was told personal terms were agreed, and then David Sullivan, who got cold feet, hired Lopetegui. That's going really well for them.
Yeah.
Liverpool, I don't think, got that close. They looked at the playing style and maybe decided that actually it didn't necessarily suit their squad, and they quickly turned to Arne Slot. But I don't mind the brashness and the confidence, because they call him the new special one in Portugal, and I know that's an easy nickname to give him. But I've spoken to journalists over there, and they say we're going to love him. We're going to love his press conferences. He's got a bit of the Mourinho's about him, only less grumpy.
Yeah,
was what I was told. But let's see, because this is a beast. We're sat here at Hotel Football. We're on stills that make us look like we should be in Westlife. but you can see Old Trafford there. You can if you look closely enough, you can see the Sir Matt Busby statue overlooking the mega store. You've got the Holy Trinity statue opposite that. There are constant reminders. You've got the Munich Tunnel, you've got the Sir Alex Ferguson stand, the Sir Bobby Charlton stand, of what this club stands for and where this club has been in the not too distant past. This is going to be like no scrutiny Ruben Amorim has ever encountered. So I think he's going to need a bit of the Jose Mourinho's to be able to handle that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And one thing I do want is the personality, the character, the charisma.
We want him to light up a room.
Exactly.
And we want him to have us as journalists eating out the palm of his hand, which
and he
Erik
needs
Ten
to.
Hag never managed.
Yeah. And he needs to. He really, really does. Okay, really, really quick. Just looking forward to predictions for PAOK. Get that done, don't we? Easy.
Yeah, I can see another goal fest against PAOK. I think they'll win that, and they'll win that well. And I think we'll beat Leicester in the league next weekend as well.
Angelina?
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see a good 2-3-0 against PAOK, and Leicester maybe not the same as the other night, but yeah, it should be a comfortable win.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, guys, thank you for watching the latest episode of Inside Devils here at Hotel Football, live on location for the big game against Chelsea. We've drawn 1-1, which ain't the worst. We brought them down to our level. We were supposed to get smashed, apparently. Cole Palmer this. Caicedo did do all right, actually. But Chelsea this, Chelsea that. We brought them down to our level. We'll be back on another episode very, very soon. Take care, guys. Peace.